Hello. This video is going to take a look at the Recovery tab. The Recovery tab is key to your recovery procedures. This is where you'll recover your files and your VMs. As we log into the appliance, we're going to navigate to the Recovery tab. The Recovery tab has got a number of tabs listed up above. It's got the backup catalog, file level recovery, instant recovery, and replicas. We're going to do most of our work from the backup catalog tab. This is where we can actually go in and see the assets that are being protected. On the left, we see the assets. We can change how these are filtered and how they are sorted. Right now, we are looking at it based on the protected asset so that we can clearly see their names. When I expand the asset, I see the restore points that are available. One of the common things that happens is that a customer comes in to look and this page is blank. And they say, well, wait a second, but I know that I've got some restore points. If we slide over here to the right, we have our filter, and this is going to be where we can help alleviate this. Often what happens is that the filter is looking just at today, and if the backups all ran yesterday, this page will be blank. All that we have to do is go into the filter and change the date range and then apply the filter, and then it will go in and it will show us more restore points, and no longer will we have a blank page making us think that nothing was backed up. Now, once we have our assets and we can see our restore points, we've filtered down to the date range that we care about. It's really just a matter of selecting the asset that we want to recover and then selecting the method of recovery. We'll see with VMs that we can do recover files, and instant recover. Remember, instant recovery is where we're going to actually spin up the virtual disk on the appliance, inject that data, and then we use storage vMotion and migration, moving back in to the production storage. The recover method is going to utilize those VMware APIs, Hyper-V APIs, and Nutanix APIs to actually recover the VM into the VM environment using those APIs. Instant recovery is just faster and is available on your Windows, Hyper-V systems, and your VMware systems. We'll go into the specifics of each one of these as we move forward, but just understanding that you select your restore point, and then you will have the options available for that specific restore point up here is going to be important. We can always go in and view details, and it'll give us a little bit of information about that restore point of when it was created, as well as the log file and all of that, so that you can see that information. Now, we touched on the filter earlier. Let's revisit the filter just so that we understand everything that we can do with the filter. When we slide over here, we have fields that we can filter directly down on the asset name, the appliance, and then we can even look at the specific host of what we're protecting, what type of backup we want to filter down on, and then specifically what type of incremental, synthetic full, or full that we want to be able to focus on. One of the key things that happens in the filter is that we can come here and we can select the backup hot copy. This is where we can filter down on those replicated copies that are in the Unitrends cloud or on your secondary appliance. When we apply this filter, it'll spin for just a second, and then when he's done, he will give us a list of restore points that we can use to restore from our remote appliance or the Unitrends cloud. So once this stops spinning, we go in and we can expand, and we see that we've got these restore points. If you were to look closely and make sure that you've got your best color vision going here, those restore points are actually purple. They have a little icon on them that has a cloud with an arrow pointing down. It also, when we hover over it, it'll tell us that this is a backup copy target on the target. So this is telling us that this is a cloud copy. So once we have done all of that, we also need to understand that we can use the same filter for our cold copies, such as our archive pieces and that kind of thing. The backup browser will allow us to go in and use an active filter at the top of the columns, where we can actually drill down on specific pieces, just like the rest of the filtering capabilities inside of the UI, and be able to find the ones that you want. If we were to go in and drill down just on my file serve, we can see all of the backups across the different environments. where we can see that. Then we can go in and we can actually select from here to put on a hold, recover, or recover the files directly from the backup browser. The additional tabs at the top are going to be used for specific restore functions that we do. When we take a VM level backup or an image level backup and we select a restore point, we can select that restore point and then start a recover files. What this is going to do is it's actually going to take and mount the backup image to the back end of the appliance and then make that available to us that we can browse and download the files. When we do this, it creates an FLR object. We view those FLR objects in the file recovery tab, or excuse me, file level recovery tab. So we'll give this guy just a second to populate. And then once he populates, we'll see our FLR instance, and we'll be able to use that to download and browse those individual files. Similarly, if we were to go in and start from the backup catalog an instant recovery for a VM, we select that VM, and then we would go into the instant recovery wizard and start that instant recovery. Once the instant recovery is running, it will show up in this tab where you'll be able to view the details and then also tear it down. Similarly, replicas are the same way, where we can go in and we can select replica tab. We can then create a file level, image level, or VM level replica, and it will show up here, and we can use this to manage and then connect into the replica. This video is just meant to show you around the recover tab. We will go into the more specifics of these kind of restore operations later in this chapter. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to your account team or the support team.